Emirhan Guvan starting his comment with 3 of my favorite words. He goes, yeah, Sinan is right. Who doesn't love to hear that? He says Rashica is barely enough, and apparently Arroyo has a long ways to go as well. I didn't say that. So we still have to buy a wing better than both of them. I do agree. I mean, I would argue we could probably use 2 wings. Not necessarily because Keny Arroyo is not good enough, but to always keep that pressure on the position. For there should always be competition for places. You need quality in every position.
I think people.
We definitely need another winger.
People need to chill their tits a little bit with the Arroyo stuff, because I've seen a lot of comments over the last couple of days of, oh man, I don't know about Keny Arroyo. Guys, this kid has played a full 90 minutes now. Like, he has 45 minutes in the cup. Then he has like 10 minutes in his first game, 20 minutes his third game maybe. Now he got another, 30 minutes? So he's barely played a full game. Yeah, I would love to see more take-ons. I would love to see him use his speed more. I 100% agree with you on that. But I mean, in the limited minutes he's played, we've also seen good stuff. And, this guy, for the first time, 19 years old, just turned 19, for the first time out of his comfort zone, leaving his country, culture shock, going from South America, where it's always Ecuador. It never snows in Ecuador. Only on the highest peaks in Ecuador, on the mountains, it snows. I asked. So he came into Turkey. First thing he sees is 30 centimeters snow. It's cold right now. He's adjusting. First time he goes out of the country. Be patient. Give this kid 6 months. 6 months to settle. Start judging him next season after he has had a...
You mean more than 2 matches, Khan?
Yeah. People need to chill their tits. It's not because he's not taking on players constantly right now that he doesn't have that in his repertoire. That's all confidence related. That's also hierarchy related in the team. If you're new to a team, it depends on your personality, of course, but like, you're not gonna start playing like Quaresma straight away unless you're Quaresma. Quaresma at 18, 19 probably would have started dribbling like an idiot all over the place, regardless of what his teammates think. But most young players are like, okay, I'm gonna ease myself in here a little bit. I'm gonna pass the ball a little bit more than I usually would. Once he's settled, once he's more comfortable, he's going to take more risks in his game, and then we're gonna get to judge him. But give him 6 months. Wait until after the summer, and then we can start making an opinion.
But Khan, surely you agree that Rashica is not enough, and we do need another winger or 2 in the next window.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Rashica should go in an ideal world.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be impossible for us to make some money. He's probably put up some stats.
He has really good chance creation stats. So hopefully Midtjylland.
That's right. Attention. Yeah, hopefully he sees what Cardo's.
See the biggest problem with us though, guys, is like all our players are on their career wages, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's why it's hard to offload players. Like, see if
that's why you almost have to hope
like
that
$1 million a year, you could sell them. But this guy's on like 2.2, man. Like, I think that's an outrageous wage for the player he is.
100%.
But that's why I think, Kartal, you have to hope for a side from a kind of quote-unquote like bigger league, coming in, so he sees it as a career opportunity.
Yeah, but he's already flopped.
He might be willing
he's
to
flopped
take a
in
little
the Premier League already, and they're not going to give him that type of money.
But he did well in the Bundesliga.
He did,
right?
but they're not going to give him 2 million.
It.
They're not going to give him 2 million net in the Bundesliga. Yeah. That's not happening. So
no, I know, but maybe he'll view it as an opportunity to like have one more crack at that next step in his career. Whatever. Anyway, let's not waste too much time on Rashica. I think we all agree he needs to go.
Yeah.
Con 2.0, to be honest, I'm just sick of the ref situation. I don't even want to keep watching the game, but here I am anyway. That's the kind of classic Beşiktaş paradox.
Yeah, 25 years.
Karakartal. Yeah. Karakartal 11. Is it time to ask Solskjaer to resign yet? Are the vultures ready? I think he's joking.
Yeah, he's joking for sure. I mean, Shadow Gunesh just got fired at Trabzon, so I'm sure there's. The Shadow Sexuals are preparing. If we lose the derby or something, you can bet your ass they're gonna be
chirping already.
They're gonna be bringing out the Channel Spandex.
Nasser, just curious, are there any players from the Turkish league that you take at Beşiktaş?
You know, he asked that question in the group chat the other day. He asked whether or not there would be any players from the relegation.
Göztepe has a few guys. I don't know if they're there.
Yeah, Matsuki, but he's like loaned. Romulo they just bought.
Yeah.
But he asked.
And like Kozlovsky, but apparently he's alone.
He asked in the group chat the other day whether there would be any players from the teams that are in the relegation zone and are looking likely to go down. If there would be any players there that we would like. And for that one, I couldn't think of a single one. But yeah, if you look at the league as a whole, you know, Matsuki is actually somebody who played for Tokyo FC. If you guys remember, I think it was last year when we signed Al Musrati. Right before we signed Al Musrati, I said we should sign this guy, Matsuki from FC Tokyo. But I said, it's never gonna happen. He's never gonna come to Turkey. And then, like 6 months later, Southampton buy him and loaned him to Göztepe. He's really good. I really like Matsuki. I've been following him since he was at Tokyo.
He's really good.
He's really good. I like him. Romulo
and that Romulo guy.
From Göztepe is an exciting young striker, 23 years old.
He's actually from Göztepe as well. Very good player, but he's injured. Tore his ACL.
Who?
But prior to that, man, he was the best player.
Yeah, the winger, right?
No, he's a centre mid.
Who? Oh,
Sole.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he played really well against us. Isn't that where he got injured? He got injured again.
It might have been.
I
remember watching him against Fenerbahce as well and thinking this guy's really good, man. In fact, he's a potential Jedson replacement if Jedson was to be sold because he's very, very high energy like Jedson as well. But he might, who knows, he could like maybe be better at passing and stuff like that. I need to watch him more.
Yeah.
But he was a very, very impressive player, but he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
But if he was fit, I wouldn't mind seeing him at Beşiktaş. Obviously, I'd want the club to watch him more.
There's a common theme here, though, that all the exciting players are at one club. Göztepe.
Yeah, Göztepe. That club that's being
the foreign owned
funneling assets. Yeah,
owned by Sports Republic, who are the same people from Southampton.
It's also why these players are hard to get, right? Because they're like not. It's not like you can just buy them from Göztepe. There's a whole like chain of command that it's hard to say who. Like you say, Southampton owns the Japanese fella, and like I don't even. Is Romulo a Göztepe player or is he loaned also?
Yeah, they just bought him permanently for $2.5 million.
They did. Damn, that's a deal. Anyway, but so yeah, that's what kind of complicates.
Any other players that you guys can think of from other teams?
Davinson Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah. For rivals.
Let's not talk about Galatasaray and Fenerbahce players, but like players that we could realistically get from other teams. Is there anyone else that you would say like, I'd be interested in?
Banza.
Who?
Simon Banza.
Oh, Simon Banza. No.
Oh.
Nah.
You wouldn't take him?
No. Penalty
I don't
merchant.
think I'd take him.
I wouldn't take him.
What about Sikan, man? I only saw him against us, but I thought he looked good.
Danilo. Yeah, I thought he was good against us as well, but I'd have to watch him more. Yeah. But yeah.
There's been a couple decent Ukrainian players that we've seen that. You know, again, I don't know if they're good enough to start for us, but they could probably be decent. I mean, then you're talking about foreigners for depth again. I don't know. I'm not really intrigued by much in the Super League at the moment. Khan 2.0 says Piatek Khan. You want Piatek?
No, I don't want Piatek. No, too old, and didn't score for years, and only just started scoring again. And I am pretty convinced that he's one of those players that if you sign him, he stops scoring. Seen it too many times. I think that's kind of like a Wagner Love situation where, look how good he's doing for this smaller club in Turkey and scoring banging goals left and right, and then you sign him and it's like, no, Piatek is not somebody I'd be interested in.
I was joking. So it's kind of an ongoing. Who was it? Was that Finnish Kebab? I think.
No, Ömer really likes Piatek.
Ömer was a big Piatek.
Likes Piatek, yeah. I understand.
Umer says
he's having a fantastic season. Don't get me wrong. I think he scored like 32. He has 32 goal contributions this season or something. So has having a phenomenal season. But I don't think he will replicate that with us because at Milan he had a good first season I think, but then completely fell off. Didn't do well in Germany. I don't think he will come to Beşiktaş and do well. I don't think he keeps that up. I think this is a career season he's having right now, and yeah.
Khan 2.0. You've sold him. You've sold him on it, Khan. The Khans are in alignment. Umer says Murad's specialty is flapping. And to be fair, that's Galatasaray's. I mean, they do about an hour of that in training every day.
They're scouting players based on it, probably. But I think Ömer means flopping in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Nasser, we were dominant against them stats-wise, and we actually had some decent opportunities to kill off the game.
Yeah.
But we need to take our chances. I mean, I would argue we need to create some freaking chances as well. Like, there weren't even that many chances to take, besides the two that Khan mentioned, which were great opportunities. Jedson, I mean, made the one.
Yeah.
Got it on target, a little bit too close to the keeper. And then, João Mario's shot was...
And wasn't there one for Rafa as well?
Everything you could ask for.
Rafa have...
yeah.
But that might have been at 0-0. I don't remember exactly. I think that might have been the first half. But yeah, there were we had chances. I mean, this wasn't a game where we're gonna get 7-8 clear goal scoring opportunities. But this is the type of match where you have to score the second. If you score the second, it's over. The problem with teams like Gaziantep who play disciplined like this, and I've said this earlier in the season as well with Sivasspor earlier in the season, teams like this, it doesn't matter if you score. If it's 1-0, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change their game plan whatsoever. Because they are perfectly happy with 0-0 in minute 70 and with 1-0 at minute 70. Because their plan is, we start playing football the last 25 minutes. That's when they start trying to score. That's when they start taking risks. So whether it's 0-0 or it's 1-0, it doesn't make a big difference for them. Because 1-1 is good and obviously 0-1 is better. But it doesn't change much. Against teams like that, you need to score the second relatively quick, because if you score the second, that's when their head drops. Because then it's over. They know it's over. And then you can go 3, 4, 5 goals. The problem is you need to score that second goal, and this has been a common theme the entire season. We aren't very good at scoring goals. We aren't not necessarily very good at creating chances. We do create chances more now than before, I think. But, our conversion rate is way too low. We need to be more clinical. Our chance creation also needs to be better. The final pass needs to be better. But we need more goal-scoring ability. And I think one of the biggest issues is that on set pieces, we are very, like I said, impotent. I think that's something that can change if you get a striker like Onuachu, but it doesn't need to be Onuachu. It can be somebody else, of course. If you get a striker like that, that's immediately already one massive weapon on set pieces.
Khan, the next comment, Murder Merit says that 7 of 8 goals scored by Arda are headers.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a solution.
And that's,
he could be the new right central back.
Our central defenders aren't, Felix has never been a prolific goal scorer in his career. He's not a good defensive header. Emirhan...
And Emirhan's head is not very precise.
Emirhan's not terrible, but he's no Sivok. He's no Abdulkarim Bardakci. He's no Lugano. You have those defenders, Egemen Korkmaz. You have defenders who are really, really good in the air. Ibrahim Toraman. He was only 1.80 meters, but he was a very good offensive header. Very good on set pieces. Egemen Korkmaz, same thing. Was a
terrier.
Yeah, exactly. You need some guys like that. And when you have guys like that and you have a good delivery, then you're going to score, 15 goals a season or something just on set pieces. I don't know how many goals we have on set pieces this season, not including penalties. I think it's less than 5. And that's not enough. We are too, it's just not enough,
Murat Seyhan, I think it's really embarrassing for a team when a 18-year-old kiddo joins and takes over taking set pieces in literally the first day of work. I'm going to push back on that quickly in that, set pieces, it's a specialized skill. And if someone's good at them, it shouldn't really matter how old they are, man. If you're good at it,
yeah, he was taking some at Independiente del Valle. He scored a couple of free kicks, I think. For the most part, I think the corners were being taken by the kid that's going to Chelsea. But he was taking set pieces at Independiente del Valle as well. So, given the fact that we don't really have a specialist, I I think Masuako and Joao Mario have a decent delivery of a set piece, but they're definitely not specialists. And I think at that point,
not many goals between them. Yeah.
Yeah, Joao Mario was off at that point because he got subbed for Keny, I think. So it's embarrassing. Well, I think it's not necessarily embarrassing. I think it just illustrates how big of a weakness that is for us.
If you want a criticism for anyone who's like trying to throw Ole off the boat already, I will say I wish he subbed out Rashica for Keny instead of Joao Mario, but that's like a general rule, and that's because I think I've kind of flipped the shark on Rashica. I don't think I have much patience for him anymore.
He subbed Rashica pretty early, but he subbed him for Mucci. I think that was a bad. I think Keny should have come on. Mucci is not a natural winger, and you're taking off your only natural.
I think he's
winger.
your Rafa sub.
I think that was a bad.
I think Mucci you can sub in for the wing if you have a lead, whatever.
Well, you can sub him in for Joao Mario.
It's a fatigue thing, but I would ideally maybe sub him out for Rafa late in the game to sort of spell.
For the second week in a row that Mucci probably looked the best out of all the subs.
No, I don't agree with that. No. Keny was definitely.
I mean, he didn't do much, but the sub.
Kenny literally. I think.
Kenny.
Kenny was the one that created.
If I'm going to be honest, I don't want to be seen as a hater, but Keny had 2 key passes, which was great. But other than that, it didn't really impress me.
What did Mucci do?
It just came on and
but what did he do? What did he create? He fucked up one really big chance by shooting instead of passing to Simi. That could have been an easy goal. And then he had one half decent shot, but he didn't create anything.
Yeah, ultimately Keny did bring more in terms of end product, but I feel like Mucci just looks more comfortable in the ball.
Mucci is 24 years old and has been playing for the club for a year now.
I'm not saying that Keny should be more comfortable, but I just think Mucci, to me, he looked a bit better in general. Like Keny, apart from the two
chances he created, which come on.
Yeah. My problem with Mucci is that I never feel like he's especially comfortable on the wing. I mean, he's had some moments, but I mean, anyway, we shouldn't spend too much time. We've got some comments to get through. Umer, I honestly can't see what you guys see in Ox. I saw him touch the ball twice in the first half. What was he so good at? Second half, he gave the free kick for the goal, which I don't know.
It's not so much about.
What do you think, Kat?
I don't think either of us are saying. I mean, okay, I think Kata was saying last week he was very, very good in the first half. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think there's a difference between. I think he's better than Amir. That's the point. Right now, I think he's the best option to play. And there's people saying he should never play again. And I saw people say in the group chat, Ole deserves this for playing Ox. But who else should he be playing? Salih Uçan or Amir? Like, Elan Ricardo is not ready. When Elan Ricardo is ready, I 100% want to see Ricardo. But right now, given the fact that Elan Ricardo had back-to-back illnesses, I think he's the best option. That doesn't mean he's a good option, but I don't think you can blame Ole for that. I don't think you can say with a straight face Amir is a better option or Salih is a better option.
Say Ox is rubbish and they don't understand why he plays, but then Amir comes on and the team plays worse every time. So it's not a coincidence, man. Like, people sometimes they just criticise it for the sake of it, man. Like, you need to look at things objectively and think, look, okay, Ox isn't an ideal solution. Maybe defensively he doesn't really offer anything, which isn't good in that position, you could say. But I think when he's on the park, we're playing better football than when Amir's on. And I keep alluding to, I think, last week against Kayseri, if you look at his stats, very good, man. His passing stats were brilliant. He had a lot of passes into the final third. This game, there was a couple of moments I thought that looked good, man. Didn't do much, obviously. The foul was a mistake, but just because he does that foul and then people are saying, oh, he's shit, why is he playing him? Even last week I thought when he was good, people are saying he's shit. Like, I think at this point it's just he's been labelled as shit, and it's going to be really hard to kind of
Come out from
that.
underneath
people were doing the same thing to Joao Mario like 2 months ago. Exact same thing.
That's true.
And then
I mean, if he can stay healthy and play and contribute, maybe people will lay off. I mean, one thing that I keep kind of harkening back to is that, yes, there would be a better option for us out there if we were in a transfer window. You know, something we'd want to fix, but it's not his fault that we don't have a 6. It's not his fault that he's not positionally the guy that we kind of need right now.
Jetson's playing as the 6 right now, you know?
Yeah, but and I think then we kind of lose some of the flair and skill that he has by making him kind of stick to that role more. But I mean, again, it's not Ox's fault that that's the case, you know. So I think people are putting on him the kind of hole that we have.
That's what I'm saying.
Personnel wise,
the best option at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think we should watch the Antalya Sport game back, maybe, because he's saying he says that these comparisons aren't right. He says Amir comes on and the team is tired. Half the forward line gets subbed off. He says he doesn't think he's the saviour. Well, what I'd say is watch the Antalya game and watch the Abe Sport game. Those were 2 games we played back to back. And Amir started the Antalya game and were far less impressive in that game. I just think there's a clear drop-off when that sub's made. I don't think you can just chalk up to the team's tired. There's a clear drop-off every time that sub's made. I thought the Antalya Sport game in the first half, we didn't look too good, apart from up until I think we played good 10 minutes and then it kind of slowed right down. And that game, and then we were quite good in the second half as well when Rashica came on. But yeah, man, I just don't think Amir's been good at all. And Sarri has shown that he's a ghost when he starts. So until Elan Ricardo's ready and we have the chance to see him, man, Ox is the best option, as Can said.
Yeah, and then to the next point from Omer, he says, I think Ox should play left wing and Joao Mario should play in Ox's place.
I was going to read that, yeah.
We might get way more out of him. Well, I mean, if you're going to do that, first and foremost, put Keny on the left then, right? Or Rashica.
Yeah,
put Keny or Rashica on the left.
I don't think you just play...
Why shoehorn Ox in? But the main issue I have...
And also, don't broke what's...
That's what I'm going to say, Sinan.
Move Joao Mario, because why would you broke
he's been
fix what ain't broken?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, we've been talking last week. We said Joao Mario right now is the second best player we have behind Rafa Silva, and the main reason for that is because he is playing in a free role on the left as the number 10 essentially of the team, because Rafa is our second striker. He's not the number 10. Joao Mario is the number 10 in this system. And by moving him back, you are going to limit the freedom he has. You're going to give him a lot more defensive responsibilities. And suddenly you're going to get the Joao Mario from Giovanni van Bronckhorst again. So I think that is, I mean, then you're sacrificing Joao Mario for Ox on the left, or for Keny on the left, or for Rashica on the left, and Keny on the right. But then you're sacrificing something that's working really well right now. I saw this argument as well in the group chat when I said, well, when I made the same argument of you don't have a better option right now, and then somebody said, well, you can play Joao Mario there, and yes, you can play Joao Mario there, but then you are taking away then you're limiting our second best player right now.